This is Cascadia Public Radio.
Joe! Good to see you, man.
Joe Walsh has called in from Portland. Certainly a lot of calls from Portland recently, which is always a good thing. Hello.
Oh, hi, Alex. I'm just calling in to give you a report on demonstration.
People cannot be ahead of this line. This is the line way. Look where that is. Everyone back behind this line.
It's taking place on Sunday, and the demonstration was against APAC that was holding their meeting over on Capitol Highway in 26. So about 100 of us went to protest APAC being there. This is a very bad organization, APAC.
Describe the group for us. Describe in brief the group.
Okay, the group that was protesting?
Yes.
Or the group that was inside?
The group you're protesting and why?
Okay, APAC stands for American Israeli Public Affairs Commission, or Committee. And it's a lobbying group for Israel. Their budget is about $70 million a year. They spend most of it on our congresspeople to support Israel, no matter what Israel does. That's why we didn't get any reaction out of Congress when we tried to get them to condemn Israel's actions in Gaza. What they did was they passed the unanimous resolution in support of Israel. And the reason that happens is, for instance, Senator Wyden got $300,000 from this group. This is a really bad group.
So what happened? You guys were protesting, about 100 of you?
Now, there was a real heavy contingent of police there. And very unusual, because I take part in a lot of demonstrations, small, big demonstrations. I've never seen this many cops. There had to be 20 or 30 cops for a very small group of protesters. So what they did was they came out and they blocked the sidewalk. The police did. They had about, maybe 6 to 8 police officers where you walk on the sidewalk. There's a driveway going into the place where they were holding their affair. We were on the sidewalk. The police arbitrarily decided we could not go past that driveway. So they cut off the section of the sidewalk for us and split us in two. And I was going to go home, so I was going to say goodbye to people, and I just walked up at the wrong time, I guess, because they told me I couldn't cross the driveway.
Ooh, you're making me want a bullhorn here. I'm wanting to get the bullhorn out.
Okay, wait a minute. They said you can't go across the driveway. And I said, well, there's no cars coming. I'm not blocking traffic, so why can't I go across? It's part of the sidewalk. And they said, we decided that. So I said, well, okay. So I started to walk. They grabbed me, pushed me back in. I walked again, and that's when I was arrested.
You know, I don't even need a bullhorn. I should just shout.
So I had this little oxygen thing. I call it Little Earl. It's named after Blumenauer because it's so full of, gas. So we call it Little Earl. So you see me in the street wheeling this oxygen bottle. So the cop arrested me in the oxygen bottle. So I asked them if they wanted a mugshot of the oxygen bottle, but they said no. So anyway, they held me for about an hour and a half, and they turned me loose, and they did a really strange thing. They put me in the car, and they didn't do any paperwork on me because it was already all there. So they dropped me off right outside at the Justice Center, and I had to put my shoelaces back in and all that stuff, and I'm standing outside. Boy, this looked really weird. So anyway, APAC is a really bad organization. People are looking out. And they ought to say something to our Senator Wyden that he's got to stop taking this money, because what happened in Gaza is terrible, and what's happening in Gaza for the last 40 years is terrible. People that live in Gaza they're immigrants. They don't belong in Gaza. They're living in immigration camps. But since 1948,
did they take you inside the jail?
Yeah, they actually took me inside, and what they do is the Portland police turn you over to the sheriff's department who runs the jail. And once he turned me over to them, then one of them recognized me and said, well, you've been here before. So I said, yeah. They said, well, they should have just given you a ticket. So I said, well, I said, this police officer was not too happy with me. So, anyway,
is there any video of it?
Right.
Any video?
So, how you been?
Well, pretty good. So far, they haven't told me I couldn't cross any lines, so we haven't been arrested.
They haven't drawn any lines on the sidewalk.
No, I think they're rethinking their philosophy about just arbitrarily saying you can't go there. And we say, yes, we can. We still have the Constitution, unless they passed something last night that I don't know about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're up on 3 charges. I get to go see my friend, the judge, at community court again. Every time Sarah or Bonnie or Marianne or myself or Clyde or Harry go, the judge waves to us. Tells us to make sure we stay nice and warm. He's really a good guy.
It's too bad we got to waste everybody's time and money doing this, though. It's kind of...
Well, yeah, it is. It is. It's a waste of time, because what usually happens now is I have to go to community court in about a month, and the DA screws around, so they don't get their paperwork done. So the judge is forced to say, okay, the paperwork's not ready, so therefore you have to come back and at the DA's convenience. So they tell you, this is amazing to me, that you have to call periodically to see if they indicted you. Have you ever heard of anything like that?
Yeah, that's been going on for quite a while down here.
Long
and
time.
I can't believe it's still continuing.
So anyway,
So,
that's what we're going to do. We're going to go and see what happens, and we got 3 charges. Interfering with a police officer, refusing a police officer, and knowing the Constitution. I think it's the 3rd one.
And this was all at the API...
Yeah, it was a protest against APEC. APEC is a lobby organization that originally probably had some worth. And what they did was they lobbied our Congress on behalf of Israel. Now, after 40 or 50 years, it's morphed. It's morphed into an organization that spends $60 to $70 million a year on our Congress. We give Israelis about $5 billion, would it be, dollars in money, and some of it comes back to pay to our congressmen.
Money in their pocket.
$70 million a year they spend just on Congress. Now, everybody just loves Senator Wyden. And he is. He's a good guy on the environment. He's a good guy on some good stuff. He took $300,000 from these people. So every time we say to him, hey, would you say something about Gaza? This is a slaughter. What do you think he's going to do? He's going to say, Israel is defending themselves with our bombs, with our planes, with our gas, with our phosphorus. We are killing the Palestinians, the Americans are, because we're supplying the damn Israel what they need to kill them.